The palette I'm using today is the Velvet 59 and it's the, what's it called? The Exotic Lotus palette, and it just looks like that. And I got this from America, and the reason I wanted it is because I love tigers and it's a tiger at the front, so it just looks like this. Now I'm going to be using the, I'm on this side, the pink, purple and the dark plum, and a little tiny bit of this black glitter one. Going in with a Spectrum Fluffy brush, I'm going to take this one which is called Cherry Blossom, and I'm going to use that as my transition shade today. Because you're making a different crease, it's sort of higher up, so you can, I have a lot of space because of my hooded, so I can take it up that bit higher, but whatever you're comfortable with, just do that. And with the transition shade, it's basically a few layers, as it's how you want to deepen it, to be honest, so that's personal preference. I just like to make sure I've got a decent amount down so that I know that my other shadows are going to blend alright. In a different blender brush, I'm going to take this one. I think it's Kyoto Kimono, how you pronounce it, but basically it's just like a cool tone purple shade. And I'm just going to run that. It's sort of just in my natural crease and a bit underneath what we've just done. I don't want to take away from the transition shade, but I want to deepen up the base. And don't worry if you get more on your lid, because you're going to cut that out later anyway when you carve out your crease. And when you're bringing in your colours, don't forget to bring it into this side of the lid. I normally don't, just because I don't know why I just don't, but do bring that shade in. Taking that original transition shade, I'm just going to go over just over the edges, just to make sure it's still all blending in. Going in with the Makeup Geek pencil brush, it just looks like that, and I'm going to go in with Sake Plum. Now, in certain lights it looks more purple, in my lights with my softboxes at the moment it's looking more brown, but it's like a browny purple that I'm using. I'm trying to go for like a variation of purples in this cut crease. And basically this is where you're going to actually start carving out that crease. So if you have got hooded lids like me, keep your eye just natural, just don't like over stretch it, or like it's just how your eye would sat naturally without like tensing any of your muscles as such. And you're just going to go a bit over, like if I look at you there you can see where my crease is. I'm just going to go over where the fold of my hood is, so you'll still see it when my eyes are open. Oh, that's the theory anyway, so let's hope it works. And as I get to the tape, I'm going to flick the darker shade out. As you can see, I've got the colour down, so once the actual shape is there and the actual initial shade is, that's when you can then deepen it, and then you can move your eyes about and deepen it, because you've already got your line there. It's just while you're getting your initial line in, you need to make sure that your eye is as natural as possible with no tensing, or like I do a lot of that when I'm doing mine because I've got a lot of lid space to do. But that initial colour is on, I'm going to take the Morphe E36 brush. It's like a pencil brush, but it's more flat, and I'm going to get a little bit of that Sake Plum on it, just a tiny little bit, and I'm just going to buff that colour into my other shades, but it's not going to disperse the line, so you're still going to have that, but it's just more buffed in. Right, now to carve out the crease, the other day when I did it, I don't have my videos up yet, I used the Painterly Paint Pot. It didn't work very well for me. So today I'm going in with the NYX HD concealer. I used the lightest shade, which I think is porcelain, so whatever is your concealer of choice. It doesn't have to be lighter or anything like that. To use to do this is the Makeup Revolution E101 brush. I think it's called Base Shadow Brush online, but it's just so thin, it's just beautiful. I don't know if my favourite brush video is up, because a lot of the brushes I've used today are in that video, but it's just perfect. I like the sharpest line just because I've got such wrinkly or saggy lids, if you're going to call it anything. I don't know what you'd call it, that anything I use catches on it, it's not. And I really, if I could pull it on, because I wouldn't be using it holding my mirror, it might work better. But the Kiko Long Lasting Shadow Stick, and it's in the number 36, and it's just a glittery off pink anyway. Now I'm only putting it on my actual mobile lid and just up to where that line is. I'm not flicking it out here. What I ended up doing for this one is I just put the actual glitter on there without putting a base, so it just sort of fades into it, because I didn't just want like sort of a stark line. Plus I didn't know where my wing line was going to be, so I didn't want to put loads of product there and then the wing line being all messed up. So the Real Techniques Space Shadow Brush, and I'm just going to blend in the colour. And then the baby of the show, the Moondust palette. Oh, it's so beautiful. And it just looks like that. Oh, just so good. Now originally I was just using this shade, but it wasn't as popping as I wanted it to be because it's only a pale colour. This has been getting a lot of mixed reviews in the fact that it's like, oh, it's not that pigmented. They're not meant to be full on pigment, they're meant to go on top of the base or on top of the glue and everything. It is just a pressed glitter that's got colour in it, so I've always used them on top of bases, I've never used them just on their own. I'm going to take that one all over the lid, and then going to pat that on top, and then a dash of the purple, so basically I'm using all these three shades. But it is really, really pretty. It's like a sunset shade. It's pink, it's orange, it's gold. That's that for the glitters. Now what I'm going to do is just tidy up my under eye and then wing liner. I'm going in with my L'Oreal Super Liner So Couture. I love this pencil, this felt tip liner, it's just amazing. But because it is a glitter, it doesn't work very well over the glitter, so I am going to use my e.l.f. liquid one to just go over it and fill in all the gaps and stuff. I've obviously not filled in my liner, but you'll see that that is like, there's like quite a gap compared to that one. I'm just going to have to fill it in myself, because this is where the tape thing, like you've got to sort of fix it yourself. I'm going to start buffing the original blender shade down into this area. Sorry guys, my battery went, so I ended up finishing my eyes. I basically cleaned up the line because I'd not done it big enough, and added some glitter there and then filled in my wing. So I'm really sorry about that. And I've moisturised, primed, serumed all my face, and it is ready for, and I've also colour corrected, and it is ready now for foundation. Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This is in the colour Snow, which is the lightest shade. Pearl, which is the second lightest, is too yellow for me, so I went for Snow, and I really like. I only tried a sample of this and I bought it straight away. You can only buy this shade and Pearl from the US, unfortunately. Don't ask me why. The UK don't stock those two shades. I do not know. I'm going to apply this with the Morphe M39 brush and then blend it in, then dab all the excess away with my beauty blender. You're probably thinking to yourselves, look at the difference in the thing, but I've got such red in my skin that it'll look alright once it's blended in. It just looks a bit silly now. And a new thing that I've got today is, I mean, I've had this for ages, the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye in light, which I'm hoping is alright for me. And I got this from QVC UK, and it came with this really, really cool brush. So it's the It Cosmetics brush, and it's got two sides. So one side is the smoothing and like, you know, like packing it on, and then one side is to buff it all in. So I thought I'd use that today because it looks really cool. A Naked Skin foundation powder, and it's in the shade Fair Cool. Use my Morphe E1 brush. I'm just going to bronze my face up with a Hoola bronzer. And with Benefit's High Beam, it's a liquid illuminator, as everyone probably knows, and I'm just going to put that on my cheekbones. Go in with the Moondust palette, and I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take a mixture of Pink Heart and Blue Ice, those two together, create some magic. Kyoto Kimono, that's how you say it anyway. I'm just going to buff that all under my bottom left line. In the Morphe M508 brush, I'm going to buff in Soft Plum. Saw lip liner, line my lips, and then I'm gonna go over it with Anastasia Beverly Hills Dusty Rose.